cases. And right now, the first two cases that it has in front of it are Burundi and Leone. And what it does is it invites into the Commission, for the purposes of discussions on either Burundi or Sierra Leone, anyone who's not on the Commission but who has an interest and a direct role to play on. Any additional donors or the regional countries involved in the peace-building effort, or regional institutions, the AU, ECOWAS, or whatever. They all have to be part of the process, because the idea is that although great advances have been made now in how we deal with the needs of post-conflict countries, there's still a tendency on the ground for all the individual players to assess the problem in their own way, apply their own understanding, and apply their own tools. This is all about coherence and coordination, way beyond the discussions on coordination that we've had so far. And I like to think it's about loss of donor sovereignty. There's a lot of discussion on sovereignty and ownership and that, but I really think one of the biggest is donor sovereignty and the extent to which the donors and the institutions have a set idea of what they're all about and what they need to do. And the idea of the Peace-Building Commission is that in the midst of the situations in these countries where everything absolutely is a priority, they will agree on what are the half dozen or so priorities that are make or break in terms of keeping this country on track. And we've been able to design a strategic approach for Burundi. We're working on one for Sierra Leone. And the big issue now is what's next? We apply this, how do we make it work? And that's partly where my office comes in working with the UN agencies. But the difference here, yes, 2 minutes. The difference here is that all of the players are at the table in the PBC, so they were not part of it. You know, the main donors are at the table, so they can't say, well, this doesn't apply to us. They designed it. So this is the strength of it. Very quickly, the issues that they now need to deal with is fact in delivering concrete results on the ground. Is this going to make a difference? Also the question of what does peace building mean? Peace building is not another layer of activity. Peace building is a recognition that up to now we haven't got it right. It's about the how. How can we do whatever we're doing in a way that addresses the real these countries and the real peace-building priorities? It also has to be about additional resources. And this is very important because there has to be recognition. And here's the link with the last discussion. It has to be about a recognition that the aid orphans become often the forgotten. And I think we should even be addressing this at the level of the OECD DAC. Because every single donor country has concrete political decisions about who the recipients are. And we need to add that all up and look at where the holes are. Because the holes are often where the problems are, and some of those holes may be the future problems. How do we ensure that nobody is falling through the gap? The PBC has not yet solved the issue of the funding for peace building. They talk about the Commission and what they're going to do. And my hope is that we will get the discussion around what each individual member of the Commission is going to do. The Peace Building Commission will not work as long as members of the Commission say, oh, well, Burundi isn't one of my countries. Now, the answer is it is now, and they have to take that responsibility, and will they do that? Let me just close by addressing the question very quickly that Ishrat raised in terms of the fact that actually more money is going to these countries. Hopefully the peace-building approach should avoid that. The peace-building approach, in fact, is designed to try to avoid that, and to avoid the situation where the international community spends billions of dollars going into Haiti 3 times because they fix it, or even going into Timor twice, or even going into Liberia how many times. And to end on a hopeful note, I sense a real difference within the states, including the Security Council, the realization that those days are gone, and we have to stay the course. And I hope that that will show real results.